So let's just start from the very first question of when do we need to contact a financial planner? Is there a magic net worth? Is it a magic business amount? Is it a number of years of business? When do you need to contact a financial planner? When people have jobs and they have their 401ks, that's, very different, right? So
Mhm.
when do we need to contact you?
I think it's probably sooner than people would think. And the reason I say that is because you can work with a financial planner, even if, let's say, you don't have a lot of money in investments that you can move around. Because sometimes people will think, a financial planner or a financial advisor, and they can be different things, would be, oh, I would want to give them some money to invest. And while that's certainly true, there is a way to kind of prepare. So, for example, we do work with people where sometimes we just charge a fee to kind of help them look at their big picture, do consulting with them to be their financial quarterback. And they might not have a lot of liquid assets to do that with, but sometimes we might help them keep an eye on their investments. So the answer to that question is once you get to a point where your business is kind of to a point where you now have above and beyond money. So we all have to be able to pay our bills, right? I started my business 20 years ago. It was not an easy thing to do. I had to take a big step back financially. I was working for a really big company. It was an awesome company. I love them. They're called Fidelity Investments. But I had to have these conversations with my wife ahead of time. I was like, hey, I'm going to take a big step back. I'm investing in myself. That's what we do when we're business owners, right? You're investing in
Right.
yourself. And for a while, things are going to be a little tight, which they were, and I knew that ahead of time. But then eventually they got to a point where we had a certain standard of living where we knew we had three little kids. We wanted to save a little bit for college. But once you kind of get to that point where you're like, I have something extra, do I invest back in my business? Do I invest in myself, where I might invest into some investments? And so once you kind of get to that point, I would think it would be a good idea to at least work with a financial planner or talk to a financial planner to kind of get an idea of like what would be a good way to put me on that path, because every single decision you make from that point going forward literally can help you retire months, if not years earlier. I mean, I've had some people who are 5, 10 years out from retirement. And when we did a few different things, I told them, because we're implementing this now, you're now going to retire at least 2 years sooner than you thought. Now, people might not want to retire, right? Like for example, me, I could probably retire earlier than I'm going to, but I love what I'm doing. But hey, it's awesome to know that I have a business where someday at a certain point, I'll be like, hey, this is awesome. I love what I'm doing.